Sea of Thieves' 14th season, Making Mischief, released today, and it's taking the crown for being the craziest season so far. We've seen general improvements to the season pass, a bunch of sandbox tools around sneaking. While they vary greatly in the potential effectiveness, Sea of Thieves has been forever changed by this update, but is it for the better or for the worse? Let's dive into each new tool and mechanic. Kicking us off is the crouch mechanic. You can now crouch. It lowers your movement speed, makes you quieter and less likely to be spotted. It seems to be the main function was to be a conduit for interacting with several new mechanics, like the disguises, traps and hanging points, since you have to be crouched to perform these actions. Overall, I don't think this mechanic is too impactful, due to the slow speed and the benefits of the disguises over it. Slow walking won't come in handy as much, but we'll see. At least you can now teabag your enemies. Oh, and it also makes AI threats less aware of you, which may come in handy at some points. Sticking with the mechanics that crouch is a pathway to, the new disguises are excellent. The barrel hide is now removed as an emote and is now an action performed while crouching. Simply enter crouch and press the emote select button to choose the barrel. There are two marked improvements here. 1, the barrel now sways with the ship, and 2, you can now move around in the barrel, which is fucking hilarious. The other option is to hide as a chest. You can also move around like this. For various commendations, you can unlock skins for your chest, such as the Athena chest or Chest of Fortune. Make sure you keep track of how many FOTDs you've done. Both of these disguises are superb little additions and will create some hilarious moments going forward. With the chest, attempting to pick it up breaks the disguise, as will damage, so keep this in mind. The Mer Fruit is up next. Really simply, this is a rare fruit that can be cooked. When cooked to perfection, then consumed, it will stop your mermaid spawning for a good period of time. I think it's around 90 seconds. Mer Fruits are enabling stealth plays since the mermaid will give you away against any moderately astute players. Be cautious, as if you do fall off your ship, you aren't being rescued until that timer runs out. This is another stupendous addition which I cannot wait to dive into. Now we're on to possibly the most controversial new tools, and they both sit inside the armory. The blowpipe is up first and comes with 3 darts, the explosive, poison and lure darts. Strangely, the teased mimic dart is absent from this. I'll be blunt, this weapon is not good for PvP, and will shine in PvE more so. To fire it, make sure you hold down the aim button, as this gives it more range. The explosive dart has a delayed fuse that can be put out with water or vomit. Yes, you heard that right. This lasts about 4 seconds before it goes off. Sounds a bit like me actually. It doesn't kill a player in one hit, but they will catch fire. Ultimately, your opponent can easily kill you and put the dart out in ample time. This works much better against skeletons and other AI, to be honest with you. The poison dart does what it says on the tin. It poisons things, but 1 dart is not enough to kill. Again, this will be much better against things like AI bosses. The lure dart is probably the best, since it'll lure AI to it and they'll mostly lose aggro. This is great when paired with traps, or if you can, use it with bone callers. In essence, you're much better off using the current weapons for any serious PvP. I'll get the numbers done in a video next week, along with the revisions for the blunderbuss and throwing knife. Speaking of, the grapple gun was a thing I touted as the end of Sea of Thieves, as many of you did in the comments and other voices in the community. Rare has listened to this feedback and made several changes to make it more balanced. The thing is, it's not good for PvP, which I think is fine. Not everything needs to be viable for PvP. Here's the rules for the Harpoon Gun. It can grapple onto any part of the environment, and once you reach the end, there will be a little hop up. It can grab any loot or player and pull them towards you. In terms of ships, it cannot grab onto any part of the mast or yardarm on any ship. The brigantine and galleon can be grappled onto almost everywhere else. As for the sloop, the ladders are the only thing that can be grabbed onto. This has created a lot of rules to this tool which are only clear through trial and error or watching third-party content like this video. I will say the weapon is great fun as a traversal tool, which is something I really wanted from it. In its current form, and I mean this with every fibre, it is much better than what was advertised in the preview event. I will be using this with a sword or throwing knife for island encounters though. Like I said, not everything has to be viable for PvP. With that being said, there are 2 changes to the game that have been brought in for the Harpoon's arrival, and I do not believe they should remain. The old one is the blunderbuss changes. The one-shot should return because it has somehow become even more frustrating to use or fight against. The new change added in this update is that you'll no longer be able to access the armory for any ships, something that is an unnecessary rule that players will have to figure out through trial and error. But what do you think about these changes? Please let me know in the comments down below. A quick word about the grapple gun too is that all the galleon's behaviours are applied to the burning blade, which also has ledge hanging points. On that note too, the loot has seen a refresh since the Chest of Fortune has gone. This now includes a chance of the Chest of Ancient Tribute, an Ashen Chest of Legends, an Ashen Wind Skull, or the Gifts, the latter being a fantastic way to progress your commendation. May I ask anyone who crews the Burning Blade to pick up and drop any gifts, so if they are stolen from you, you can progress your gifts given commendation, and the crew who steals them from you can progress their gifts turned in commendation. Season 14 has a bunch of earnable cosmetics both in and outside of the Season Pass. The Season Pass has seen a marked improvement. No, there's no infinite tier at the end. But the theming has improved immensely, with all 24 base items being from the same set. This is the Shadow Tide set, featuring a throwing knife, blowpipe, grapple gun, pistol, sword, 2 masks, a complete clothing, and vanity set. This is the first time we've had the pass without all the mismatched real-life seasonal stuff, and it feels so much better. The Pirate Legend rewards are the Duchess's dress and Greymarrow's beard. Both feel much stronger rewards than some past seasons. I think, objectively speaking, this is the best pass we've had, with the hope that this design choice is carried forward. The Plunder Pass is nice too. Not the best, but features the Inner Sanctum ship set and clothing. It's Halloween themed. What else would you expect? The shops have gotten their gold items for the season. The new Rusted Skulls set features various recolors and textures from older sets and is available just for gold. We need more sets like this, since this is stunning. There are some new wrap shirts in there too. The Lucky Hand set has been completed, with all weapons accounted for aside from the blowpipe. It does, however, cost a very hefty amount of doubloons. I hope they do this with the previous seasonal sets going forward. It's a really nice addition. There's also a new Sai throwing knife to polish off your ninja persona, tied with completing all the trap commendations. That's not the only one. You can earn the Shadow Tide ship set to match your season pass for various commendations. There's more. The Chest of Fortune has been moved to the Fort of the Damned, and now requires 30 more turn-ins. This fantastically marks the beginning of a new set, with the Regal Fortune set being awarded to those Chest of Fortune and Reaper chest sales. Rare & Co has nailed the earnable cosmetics in this update. Much like Season 13, it nails the what and why supremely. The Emporium is suitably stuffed with its largest drop in months, maybe this year even. We have the new Coral Coven set, which is one of the best Halloween sets yet. I'm glad we've moved away from the vampire-like themes. But wait, what's this? There's more. We have Live at the Scene Ray with the scoop. I'm here live at the scene with the leaderboards on paid versus earnable cosmetics for the new weapons. There's 3 new throwing knives to earn this season, meaning 10 earnable throwing knives and 8 Emporium throwing knives. As for double barrels, there's 6 earnable items and 9 premium ones, with the gap widening even further as predicted. In terms of the new tool, there are 4 earnable blowpipes and 3 Emporium blowpipes, with the latter looking to gain the lead next month. And absolutely out of nowhere, the Emporium is coming clutch with only 5 earnable grapple guns available and 8 Emporium grapple guns on day 1. We are truly witnessing history unfold in front of us. Thanks Live at the Scene Ray. Season 14 marks a change in the branding for seasons, where this is the first season outside of Season 3's A Pirate's Life to include a subtitle in the marketing. It ties the theme together incredibly well, and I hope this shows the team are moving away from the seasonal branding. Season 14 sounds a bit ridiculous and generic, but Making Mischief is so much more on brand for this game. We can still have season passes, but let's drop the basic bitch naming and get back to Sea of Thieves branding. The sound team smashes it as per usual, with a panpipe rendition of On the Warpath gracing our ears on the title screen, with the rest of the season accompanied by the stunning art team behind the cosmetics, tools and mechanics. The matter of Making Mischief is extremely powerful. Season 14 delivers a massive slew of crazy mechanics and tools, with varying viability being the main theme. It's a fantastic addition to the game overall. Even if I don't agree with some of the smaller changes, the teams developing Sea of Thieves have delivered a thematic, impactful, and large season which closes 2024's content out with a bang.